Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to day 14 of 100 videos in 100 days. We're picking up some momentum now. If you guys haven't been catching some of the trainings over the last few days, definitely go give them a watch. I did do a bunch of tactical trainings yesterday. I broke down a kick-ass offer that we've been using, and I've been trying to mix and match between giving you guys some actual good information and then, partly me just kind of rambling at the camera. And today I'm going to ramble a bit, but I want to specifically talk about probably one of the biggest bottlenecks that I see and that I personally experienced, that I see some of our clients going through, and then I continuously see people having this problem, right? It's a very common thing, and that is making offers. Now, I'm not talking about what I talked about yesterday, where that's like actually writing or creating an offer, but instead, the other side of that coin is actually extending invitations for people to buy your products, buy your offers, asking for the damn sale, and ultimately putting the ball into someone's court and seeing if they would potentially want to work with you, buy your thing, be a part of your world, whatever. Having the conviction or confidence to actually ask for it. I know for me, my biggest problem when I first started this online game was I would give so much value, and I would give value, and I would talk to people for weeks and months, and I'd be talking about the weather and all this stuff. And I would never, literally never ask them, hey, would you be interested in potentially working with me? Hey, would you be interested in potentially checking out information on XYZ offer? And then I would see them off buying other things and buying the exact program that I potentially wanted to sell. And then I would be internalizing, like, what is wrong with my business? Why can I not make this work? Where in reality, I was never actually asking for the offer. I was never asking them if they wanted to potentially work with me. And I want to be clear that I'm not encouraging people to go out there and be spam artists, right? The first message someone ever sends you, I'm not encouraging people to go out there and spam them their affiliate link or their checkout link if you've never had a conversation before. But the thing to keep in the forefront of your mind is, at the end of the day, that's you're running a business, right? If you're not asking for sales and you're not potentially presenting opportunities to people, and you can always work backwards from this, if you don't even have the enough lead flow or conversations happening to even have the opportunity to make offers to people, then it's usually a lead flow problem. You don't have enough attention, enough awareness, and stuff like that, which we can talk about that further on in the 100 videos in 100 days series. But you're running a business, and if you're not asking people to potentially work with you and like put the ball in their court, let them feel comfortable saying no. At the end of the day, you don't have to. Your offer doesn't have to be for everybody, and you're not going to get everybody that you talk to in, but nobody, and more often than not, you're never going to experience something where someone's like, hey, thanks for answering my question, now sell me something. You have to kind of take the reins of the conversation and take the reins of the actual process and extend the fucking invitation. And I think for a lot of us, we put this big fear onto what's going to happen if we ask for the sale, right? And maybe some of that's because we've been in high pressure sales tactics, or we've been in experiences that kind of sucked. And we've all kind of experienced that, right? I've seen that a lot in the online space. But you don't have to burn the relationship down if somebody says no, right? It's not the end of the relationship if somebody says no. And the thing to think about is, the worst case scenario is they say no. Like, nothing changes in your business if they say no to your offer. Okay, but it also has the ability to change everything if they say yes. And another thing is people get this fear around not wanting to look salesy, or not wanting people to get upset with them. And I'm here to tell you, if people are getting mad at you because you are presenting offers to your potential audience, you are making invitations for them to potentially buy your products in your DMs, you don't want them to buy your things anyways. Okay, if they're mad because you run a business, you sell products, you sell services, you have things to help people fix problems in their life or business, if they're getting mad at you because you're doing that, you don't want to sell them anything anyways. Okay, they're going to be a nightmare client. They're going to be horrible to work with. They're probably going to make a ton of excuses. They're going to project blame onto you because they didn't do anything, and then they're wondering why it's not working when, why would it work if they're not doing anything? Like, you got to remember, that's kind of why you're talking to people. And especially if you have like a consistent content cadence dialed in, if you're creating consistent content, you're showing up in places publicly and you're conversing with people in the DMs, that's why you're talking to them. You're talking to them to accelerate the rapport building relationship, accelerate how fast you're able to build a relationship. But the ultimate goal is to present some type of offer to them, into your paid opportunity, into your paid products. Because if you're not doing this, you just have a hobby and you just have you're running a business. And I imagine a lot of you guys would like to start making sales online. And this is a big part that I see so many people struggling with. Like they're going live all the time and then they're never presenting offers to their audience. And it's like, what are we doing here? Okay, if you're hammering the content, you're giving a ton of value in your content, then you need to start making offers to people. Present the offer, ask for the sale. Okay, doesn't have to be anything super pressurized. It can literally be a simple question. Hey, would it be silly to think that we could do some cool stuff together over in XYZ? If that's something you'd be interested in, let me know. They say no, okay, cool. I'll see you tomorrow. Come hang out with me. I'm going to go live on Wednesday. Okay. Or they say yes, then you potentially just made a sale. Just ask. Simply ask people and frame it in a way that lets them feel comfortable with saying no. And it changes everything about this. It changes everything about the experience for you. Maybe the fear, the fear of judgment, etc. All of those things that potentially go through your brain, that have went through my brain when I'm potentially trying to present offers to people. But it also changes the entire experience for the person. They don't feel pressurized. They feel like they have the opportunity or the option, which they do, right? We're not forcing anybody to buy anything from any of us, right? And if you are, you're probably not watching this video, or I hope you're not watching this video because, it's not necessarily the way we run our businesses. And I'll give you guys 2 real-time examples. If you look at the welcome post in our free community, the one that we just launched, the Community Collective, we mentioned this in the welcome post. Hey, we run a business and we sell offers. If that makes you uncomfortable, you can leave this group. And the reason we're doing that is not to be dicks or not to be rude to people or say that they have to buy our offers. But at the end of the day, we do run businesses and we sell products. And if that makes people uncomfortable and they don't like that, then realistically, they probably wouldn't want to work with us anyways. So they might as well just go find another community that's going to promise them that they'll never sell them anything, which isn't a real thing, right? That's why everybody is doing something online, is because they have something to sell at the end of the day. It's the way it works. And then B, another real-time example of this is I put out a story yesterday with a picture, okay, talking about how we're opening up 4 spots to come hang out with us inside Core Accelerator for, the month of April. And the person responded to my story and I sent them the offer within a couple of messages back and forth. Okay, for a $500 a month coaching offer, I sent them the message and asked for the sale quickly. Okay, but that doesn't mean they're gonna say yes, but it also doesn't mean they're gonna say no. Okay, in worst case scenario, they say, hey, I can't do this right now. Completely fine, totally understandable. Doesn't mean you have to burn down the relationship or tell them to fuck off or pressurize them into like, oh, you're not serious because you're not ready to take out a second loan and buy my thing. Like, just put the cards on the table. Hey, I do have this thing to sell, and I would love to have you in it at some point. If right now is not a good time for that, no harm, no foul. Right? Let's continue to do XYZ together. And this is a part that hangs so many people up. This is why we condense all of our business into 4 phases. If you've seen visual representations of this is how we kind of bucket our entire business. You have the attention piece, you have the indoctrination piece, like a community, and then you have the conversion piece. Okay, so like we can work backwards from where things are at or where we need improvements in business based on what's actually happening. But when the front is dialed in, the conversion piece can be relatively easy. Right? We don't personally spend a lot of time in the DMs. We don't do back and forth conversations for 18 weeks. We don't do calls or anything like that because the front is dialed in. Versus if you don't have a content machine, if you're not creating content, you might have to do a little bit more song and dance in the DMs, right? And something that I've been referencing for a long time is short content, long sales process, long content, short sales process. And what I mean by that on a deeper level is the more content someone has consumed from you, the easier the sale starts to become, right? As another real-time example, yesterday, the person that I sent that offer to really quickly, they've been watching my content for a while. They've been consuming my content. They know what I do. They know what type of business I run. They know what I help people do. Versus if somebody just saw me on a piece of on a TikTok and they've never seen me before, then I'm probably gonna have to dial it back a little bit. I'm gonna have to talk to them a little bit more. I'm gonna have to engage with them a little bit more. But I'm actually gonna have to, listen to them and see what they're trying to do and etc. in the conversation versus trying to move to the offer extremely quickly. And again, I'm not here to encourage anybody to just be a spam artist and blast links and checkouts to everybody. It doesn't work like that. But you have to remember and keep at the forefront of your brain that is the reason why you're talking to people, is because you're potentially wanting to see if they're a good candidate to buy your thing. And that's what it is. Okay? Go get told no. Go get blocked. Get told to fuck off. I had 2 trolls on my posts yesterday about, you know, they don't like being solicited to. And it's like, I run a business. I don't know what to tell you. If that makes you uncomfortable, unfollow me. Completely fine with that. And the thing to look at is if what you've been doing hasn't been working, if you've been creating content, you've been talking to people when you're not making sales, you got to change it up. And a lot of the times it could be boiled down to this actual thing that I'm talking about today. I have tons of examples of students we've worked with who have tons of attention. They have tons of lead flow, but they're not making as much sales as they should be. And that's because realistically, they're not actually asking for people to buy their offers enough. If we want more money online, we need to actually start inviting more people to buy our things. And that's it. So that's all I got for you guys today. A little bit of a tangential topic, but go out there, get some no's, get told to fuck off, get blocked. It's not a sexy part of it, but you will not make sales and you will not make a significant amount of money unless you're actually asking for people to buy your things. So that's all I got.